Me by Fred Schroeder. Episode 8. After Graduation. In June of 1951, there were several defense companies offering temporary draft exemptions. My draft board was breathing heavily on my neck, and I was trying to decide whether to get my service time over with or what to do with my graduated life now, when a friend named Chuck Tapper called me and asked if I wanted to keep him company while he drove to Seattle and signed up with Boeing. Most of our college professors had warned us of the dead end of working for a big company, and I had in mind going full-time with Train or a similar small company, but of course that would entail going into the service first. As I was sitting in the Boeing personnel office waiting for Chuck so we could go out and have a drink, the personnel girl asked me if I had a Boeing offer. I said yes, I had, but I had turned them down. She looked me up in the personnel file and said because of my good grades on graduation, they could offer me $5 a month more than the original offer. A grand total of $305 a month, and reminded me of the draft exemption. I made a thoughtful career decision in the next 30 seconds and found myself signing up with Boeing. They put me to work in the mechanical staff after a couple of weeks of orientation, and Chuck Tapper and I and two other OSCers named John Wagner and George Torina moved into a boarding house on Queen Anne Hill. I was able to buy my first and best ever car, a 1947 Chev sedan, and at $305 a month was really living the most prosperous existence I had ever experienced. We were all working on some part of the B-52, which was designed largely by a bunch of young kids and amazingly was the longest living airplane in Air Force history. I originally worked on the windshield defrosting and later the cabin air conditioning. Later, Chuck and George and I moved into our own apartment in Wallingford. Somewhere in that first year after graduation, I met Ruth on a blind date, and we married and had 5 children and bought a first and then second house, and I changed jobs several times, but all of that is a whole other story.